today I have a review for you on these new Maybelline brow products. These are the Maybelline Brow Satin. It's a smoothing duo of brow pencil and brow filling powder. So essentially on one side you have a brow filling sort of crayon or pencil and it like rolls up. And then on the other side you twist it and then you get this little smudger brush which is saturated with brow powder, or I guess sort of like an eyeshadow powder. And the powder I believe is in the cap here, so when you are screwing it on it picks up more product. I picked these up in the States when I was there probably at the beginning of summer, and I've tested them out a few times. I picked up blonde and soft brown, although now that I'm looking at these and I've removed them from the packaging, there is nothing to indicate the color on these except for the color of the packaging. You'll see that the blonde one is slightly lighter than the soft brown, but if I didn't know exactly what shades I picked up, I wouldn't be able to tell you what shades they were. So I found that that was kind of annoying. I found this concept really interesting, especially for the drugstore. Most of the time the drugstore either has brow mascaras or brow pencils. You don't see a lot of brow powders, and you definitely don't see a lot of brow powders that have the same formula as this. Overall, I do like using these in my brows. I feel like my brows are not thick enough to really get to use the powder because the smudger is sort of almost a little bit wider than my brows. I feel like it can get a little bit messy, so I never really reach for the powder side. The few times that I have used the powder side, it was nice. It filled in my brows nicely. I didn't feel like it sort of fell out of my brows. And what I mean by that is the sponge is kind of really saturated with product because it's just like you're twisting it constantly at the top. So I felt like when I was applying this, I might have some fallout and sort of it fall onto my cheekbones, but I never found that that was the case. The powder is like a little bit of a lighter consistency, which is nice for the brows. I mean, if it was an eyeshadow, I would probably say the pigmentation is not very good. But for the brows, especially for my brows because they are a little bit thinner, I felt like the consistency of the powder was nice because it never felt like I was applying too much and it never felt like it was too much brow for me. So I thought that that was good. The pencil side is nice. I felt like it was a nice sort of consistency. It went on really smoothly without being too smooth, so I didn't feel like it sort of migrated throughout the day. I really like a brow pencil that is almost a little bit drying or a little bit more of a waxy texture, so it takes a little bit more to apply it, so you're not over applying it at the beginning, but also it stays put a little bit longer, and I felt like it fell right in that category. It was a really nice texture. The only thing that I didn't like about the brow product is the fact that the lip around the actual pencil is quite thick. I normally use my NYX Micro Brow Pencil recently, so I'm used to it being a really thin pencil. So when I went to apply this, I felt like the lip of the actual plastic where the crayon comes out of was relatively thick. So I feel like it kind of got in my way as I was going, and I felt like that was really annoying. It's almost like the whole pencil is a little bit too thick. The actual crayon is relatively thick as well, although I didn't mind using it on an angle, but I felt like in general the lip of the pencil, like the actual plastic as well as the crayon, was relatively too thick for what I was looking for, and I felt like that was a drawback. Overall, although I didn't really like the powder and I felt like the crayon was a little bit thick, I do like it. I do like the pencil. I like the fact that there is an option for me to apply powder. I think that they are a really nice travel friendly product because you have that option of the brow powder, and you could probably definitely take some of the powder off of the sponge and use it with another brush. So I think that's a nice aspect. I don't think that I would necessarily go out and repurchase both of these. I do like sort of pomades a little bit better than powder, and I do really like my NYX Micro Brow Pencil, so I probably would use these up and then just switch back to that. But overall, I do like them. I think that they're a nice product. If you're looking for something that has sort of dual purpose, or if you're looking for a drugstore sort of option for a brow pencil and you're kind of interested to try these, I would recommend them. But I do prefer my NYX Micro Brow Pencil just because I like a finer pencil, but I feel like the pencil on these is really nice. If you like a little bit more of a thicker pencil, or if you have thicker brows and you want to get a little bit more done over time because having that micro pencil can be a little bit annoying, try to fill in your entire thick brow, then I would recommend these. But I think that they're okay. I don't use the powder, I don't reach for them, and overall I probably would prefer something over these, but I think that they are a nice addition to the drugstore makeup line. I hope you all have enjoyed this review that I've done on these Maybelline brow products. If you've tried them, definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe so you can see all my upcoming videos. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned.